Welcome back to another coffee and a chat. And it is a very cold day. I didn't even bother to look at what the temperature is outside right now. It's already well into the morning. I think we're getting close to 9 o'clock. And yes, I'm running late. Um, I guess my body decided it was time to catch up on some of the sleep it's been missing. And I didn't wake up till a little after 8. I mean, I slept hard last night. And in my sleep all night, I was helping homeless people. They had they had a bed set up in, excuse me, in the parking lot at some business. And there had been the news people had been around there, talking to them, interviewing them. And this woman and all her kids, she had just set up this big old bed so they'd have some place to sleep. And I'm asking her, like, is this for real? And she's like, yeah, we have no place to go. And so the kids and we took the bed and we set it up. I was like, okay, I hope this is not a prophetic dream because this was really sad. But it didn't feel like one. It just felt like one of those weird dreams that you have. But anyway, so I'm trying to wake up this morning. I know it's not my coffee in a chat mug. There's one right here, though. See, it's here. But this one is getting dusty. I need to wash this one. This one always sits here. But so I had to grab another one because my coffee in a chat mug I was still drinking coffee out of it. Not coffee, no caffeine, last night. And so I went to bed. I didn't wash it. It's sitting in the sink waiting for me this morning. But this feels good. It's warm. So this morning I'm drinking dandelion root and chicory coffee. It is so good and so good for me. Imagine. So anyway, good morning. Marvin's always trying to get me to, because I'll wake up like, oh, it was this and that. And he's like, good morning. I had a roommate once, and back when I was single for a little while, and she used to go, yeah, Angie, when she gets up in the morning, you just don't even expect her to talk for a couple hours. She's kind of got to get her coffee and kind of wake up, and I suppose there might be some of that. That's true. When I wake up in the morning, it takes me a little bit now. It didn't used to be that way, but it became that way. Eventually, I think the old noggin couldn't deal with much more. And so it came to a point where, it takes me a little bit to get going in the morning and stuff. So here I am, and told the Lord, I'm sorry, I'm a little late this morning, but I'm still here. I'm still available. And my grandson said to me, is it really that important to you? And I'm like, yes, it is. I mean, God's given me a job to do. I don't want to fail him. So yes, this is very important to me. And so I'm here, and I've got all the windows, all my drapes are open in the room. I turned the heat on in the room, and because it's chilly in here. See, Grandma Angie in her sweater. But everything is still, with the sun out and everything, still covered in frost this morning. And so I'm working on changing location again. I've got a table in front of a window that I want to move. I want to have that as an option because I could set two people there. If somebody, Marvin, were to join me sometime, then there would be a place where we could both sit and do this. And Gail saw my little corner the other day, and she's like, oh, I thought it was much bigger. And it's like, no, this is really snugged in here. So to get two people, I have to have another option. And so I'm thinking, when it snows, if I've got that window, or got that table set up in front of the window, I wonder what, if that'll work. There shouldn't be sunshine. The sun doesn't come in. It's a west-facing window, so I don't get sun in there until later in the day. So in the mornings, that might be kind of cool. And then the wood yard that's right out that window might look better dressed up in snow. So we'll see. Options. Okay, so chit chat done. Trying to wake up here. So what I want to share with you this morning is, right now I'm just kind of walking through things of life. The car still is not fixed, and this is going up the same day that I'm recording it. But Marvin was able to get the old piece off, and one of our friends came, took him, so he could go get the new piece, and he feels pretty confident that that will be changed out today, and hopefully, and we're pretty sure that's the biggest problem. So the car will probably be drivable again. There might still be a couple of things that need to be fixed, or this might fix everything. So I'm not going to tell you to cross your fingers, because that doesn't do any good except make your fingers hurt. But if you're a follower of Jesus, be praying for us today. Be praying for my Marvin, that all goes well, and that this is the solution to the problem with the car. We still have the problem with the pickup, and we still have to figure out what we're going to, but we kind of had to stop what we were doing there because we have no transportation. So can't go out and make money until he gets the truck up and running. So, that's important. We got to get that truck up and running, or get a different truck. And we're not going out and buy new. See, Marvin and I do not do debt. So we have a little bit of money that we were able to access, and we can, and we're just going on faith that rather than what it was set aside for, nothing to do with this channel though, because I got some computer money that I think Keith worries about. So that is not being touched. This is something completely different. But anyway, so we've got a little bit of money, and to maybe just get another used truck from somebody, just buy it from an individual. And so we're praying about that and asking the Lord to lead us. And we had found one that we thought might be it, but it's not. There's a few things about the truck that it has to be like, we do have to have a four-wheel drive because of the work that Marvin does. We use four-wheel drive quite often. We do a lot of things that are off-road. So anyway, the one truck checked all the boxes except, so we knew that wasn't the one. We've got one more we want to look at, and and if it's, I don't, see, it may be that we just needed a little time on that one. I don't know. You never know what's going on. God, we may look at this as everything broke down, and God say, no, I'm trying to save you some time, save you some money, and get you to the right truck. Because see, if there was the one we want to go look at, if it's already gone, that was not supposed to be our truck. That's how we look at it. We don't get all, oh man, we missed a deal. No, it wasn't supposed to be ours. So, there's a lot of faith right now that we're stepping out in. So with all of this going on, and there's other stuff that's happening, I'm just telling you guys a little smidge. You don't need to hear the whole sad sack story. Plus, I think people get to worrying, and then they want to solve your problems, and it's not like that. See, God's in charge here. He's got it. It's okay. So, I'm probably going to pick that back up if no reason that it feels good in my hands. I'm kind of going with the flow and sharing with you guys what we're going through, and what I'm going through and my struggles with this, because I do believe all these things, when they're happening, everything happens for a reason. It doesn't just happen. And I know God is getting me ready for something. I don't fully know what it is. I got some ideas. Last night I, for some reason, got hit with a bout of vertigo. And it only happened when I laid down. The room would start spinning. I mean, spinning bad. I'd sit up, it would stop. I'd lay down. So part of why I didn't get up so early this morning, had a hard time figuring out how to go to sleep last night. Tried sitting up in a chair. That wasn't good. Finally just closed my eyes and just tried to tough through it, and eventually fell asleep. I don't know what was happening, but it was really weird when it happened. And I told Marvin, I had this, I had this thought start going through my mind. Well, Lord, I believe you already told me, how my life will come to a conclusion here. And this doesn't really fit that. So I don't think this is it, but I don't know, maybe I misunderstood, so should I be calling my kids? Should I be, calling some of my friends and family and telling them goodbye and make sure they know how much I love them and that to put you first, and, should I go get Marvin? And And then I thought, but then what happens if I live? Then they'll all be mad at me, like, you're such a wacko. Oh, well, it'll be what it'll be. Let it go. Yeah, see, this is a scary place sometimes. The stuff that will race through my mind, and I'm sure nobody else does that. I'm sure I'm the only wackadoodle out there. Okay, so dealing with all these things that keep going on, one of the things that I found that I struggle with, and I'm getting better at it all the time, and is my attitude. And so I wanted to share with you something that I've been trying to very purposely do every day that I really believe is helping me with my attitude, so that when all these wacky things happen, rather than letting the stress get to me. Now, I'm not saying that's not going to ever happen again, because I don't know. I'm not perfect. I don't have it all right, but I'm doing better and I'm getting it right more often. So what have I been doing so that I'm not letting the stress get to me? Or what is it that I think is helping that not be such a big issue in my life? What is it that I believe is helping me keep my eyes on Jesus and not on my circumstances, and just trust him in it? Well, I look at it at different things. Like, okay, this one dog we have, our latest one, we got him when he was, I think, like probably 5 months old, and he's 11 months old, getting close to in about 2 or 3 more weeks, he'll be a year old. And when we first got him, he didn't understand any of our commands or anything. I mean, he hadn't been trained at all. So he didn't know what we wanted him to do. He didn't know what the rules of the house were, that the garbage is not your dinner plate. And, so we tried that, my shoes are not your chew toy. And even when it came time to feed him, both of our dogs are very food motivated. They don't seem to ever hit full. If they do, they don't know it. And so when I would go to feed him, he would be in a panic, which is understandable, because the circumstances he was in was he was having to fight all the big neighborhood dogs for his food, and he was losing. He was just a very shy puppy, and he's not dominant at all. He's very submissive. And so when the big dogs would come in and to eat his food, he'd just sit back and so he was very skinny, still is a very thin dog. No matter how much he eats, this dog he's starting to put on some muscle, thank goodness, but I don't know. Anyway, he had to, hope there was food. So when I would give him food, he would just go nuts. Well, see, we get our dogs, they have to stop. They have to sit, and they have to wait until we release them before they can eat. Now, here we are 6 months later. Excuse me. And he knows exactly what I want. I don't even have to tell him to sit. When I put his food dish down there, he sits right away. He's sitting there, and he's got his eyes are on me. I've got his full attention. He's just waiting. And I can say all kinds of things, and he's learned, don't move yet. Not yet until I say the release. And he knows what that release command is. And the minute I say that, he's happy, and he's in that food dish. Now, what's the difference? The dog has gotten to know me, and he trusts me. He knows I am going to let him have that food, and the other dog is not going to get to eat. They each have their own dish, and they have their own places where they eat, and she's not going to eat his food. I wouldn't allow that. And he trusts me. He knows that I'm going to take care of that need. Now, how does he know that? Because we spent time together. Because he's gotten to know me, and I've been faithful to him, that I don't tease him with his food. I don't joke around. I haven't ever, put it down there for him and then said, no, you can't have it, and given it to somebody else. I've been true to my word, and he knows that I will be. He knows Marvin will be. He knows he can trust us. So he doesn't panic anymore. He doesn't worry. Well, with God, how am I going to know that I can trust him, that I can depend on him, that whatever I'm going through, he knows about it and he's going to take care of it, and is to be closer to him, to really know him, right? I mean, if you don't know him, you're not going to know what he can do for you or what he will do for you. And so getting closer to him and knowing him more, that has been an important part of it. But really getting my mind set there, because, I already told you that mind can start spinning out of control. I'm dizzy. I must be going to die. And it's like, oh yeah, no, that's not what's I don't know what's happening, but that's not it. And Lord, you're my physician, so I'm just going to give it to you. You take care of it. If there's something I need to be doing, tell me. If there's something I should be concerned about, show me. But really trusting him. So in the mornings when I come into my little place here and I spend time with the Lord, there's a couple things I do first, but one of the things is that, and I'm numbers are important to me. So the number 8 is the number of new beginnings. Now the number 40 is the number for birthing. And if I had more time at the very get-go of my day and thought I could do, I probably would go for the 40. But right now, 8 is good. So one of the first things I do is, well, first I confess out anything that I need to confess, get that heart clean, right? But then I will come up with 8 things that I tell him that I adore about him. So 8 things that I absolutely adore about God. And when you first start, if you're like me, it can kind of be like trying to think and what should it be. But after a while, it's just like, it's hard to stop at 8. I can't stop at 8. Sometimes there's a few bonus ones thrown in there, and then all through the day trying to think about that. So I'll tell him 8 things I adore about him. And then 8 things that I'm thankful for. Because, see, I'm trying to start something new with my attitude. And, when my mind is fixed on him, it changes everything. So I just wanted to share that with you today to see if maybe that would help some of you. Just give it a try. Just do it for a week and see if it doesn't start making some changes in you. So 8 things that you adore about him, and 8 things that you're thankful to him for. So, I'm not going to do it right now on camera, because then I'll start crying and this thing will go way long, and it doesn't need to be that long. And besides, you need to find the things in your own heart. You don't need to know the things in mine. So just this morning, I'm challenging you to 1 week, 7 days, which is the number of completion, that you would each morning, as you start your day, come up with 8 things that you adore about the Lord, and 8 things that you are grateful to him and thankful for that he has done for you or has done in you. Okay? That's my challenge for today. See what it does to your attitude, because, and I'm seeing like a lot of channels are talking about the storm. Maybe God's trying to tell us all something, right? Because I've been talking about the storm, and and I've told you there's a storm coming. Oh, actually, it's already here. It's already crossed the threshold. But if you don't have eyes to see and ears to hear, you're not going to even know that's what's going on. So, and I do believe even doing your 8 things that you adore, 8 things that you're thankful for in the morning, can help you have eyes to see and ears to hear. It'll bring you closer to him. Okay. Yeah, that's it. All right. I love you guys. Welcome new subscribers. I see that in the last few days, I've gotten a few more new ones to the channel. And so I just want to tell all of you, I appreciate you so much for subscribing. Those of you that share the videos, that hit the like, the thumbs up on there, that leave comments, all those things help in the algorithms with YouTube so that they will put my video in more people's feeds that they think might enjoy what I do here. And when they do that, it really helps get the word out and find more people, because those of you that have been with me for a while now know that my goal is to make every day count for the Lord for all the days that He's got left for me. So being able to share the things that He's doing in my life, the silly stories from the past that have life lessons. Yeah, you just got Grandma Angie here. You never really know exactly what's coming, except that it's real. It's real, sometimes too real. But I am what I am, and I'm not trying to make anybody happy but Jesus. So I love you guys. You have a great day, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.